I'm Yejin Oh from Holga Christian Academy. Before I start, I will say some statements, and if it fits you, please raise your hand. When I receive an agenda or a task, I start from a big frame data research, not planning. When I receive a task, I plan first. I often put my tasks off until the deadline, and when it comes, I rush it. I try to finish my work before my rest time. I usually go with the flow on my vacation. Thank you so much for helping me. What I just told you now is some of the characteristics of J-type and P-type. So what is J-type and P-type? J and P comes from a personality test called Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, and it divides people into 16 personalities. And one of the division is judgment versus perceiving. Simply, judgment types of people make their judgments beforehand and do it step by step based on their plan. Perceiving types of people are characterized by autonomous and being flexible. So they adapt well to changes, and sometimes they're kind of unorganized. So the difference can be seen like this. When they're given a task, J's make their milestones and goals and do it and finish it before the deadline. But as you can see, perceiving types of people, they procrastinate and rush it to the end. And I am a super J person. From when I was little, I would love to plan and do it step by step. And when some things go wrong, I will break down or have a plan B. And meanwhile, I have a super P sister. Isn't it interesting to have a super J and super P under the same roof from the same womb? Anyway, my sister is very flexible, and she's kind of a bohemian type of person that doesn't get stressed from anything. She's very different from me. And this difference between J and P is very evident when it comes to planning the vacation, like this. Judgers, they love to make plans and schedules. But perceivers, there are a lot of schedules, they're stressed. And two of us went on a one-day trip on February 2023. The problem was, she was on the charge of the plan. She didn't tell me where, when, how we're going until that day. She told me on the day, hey, get up. We're leaving at 6:30 a.m. I freaked out. I asked lots of questions. Where are we going? What are we doing? Do you have a plan? You're not gonna starve me, right? Every time I asked her questions, she would just look at me and smile. You'll see. She took me to a Seoul train station, and we got on a train to Gangneung. And there was when she told her plan. This is how it goes. Okay, we're gonna go, like Gangneung beach side. So we're gonna go to Gangneung beach, beautiful blue. We're gonna look at that. And back there's a cafe. So we're gonna go into a cafe and we're gonna drink something and maybe we'll have some time to stop, okay? And then after shopping, it'll be about 12. So we're gonna eat our lunch in Central Market. And I don't have any plan after that yet. I was stunned. Oh my gosh, how can she do that? Because my usual plan would look like this. Lots of plans and a mental mapping myself with every place where we'll go. Of course, isn't that everything that everyone do that? I started to have a headache. I asked her, "That's it?" And she said, "Yeah, and can I tell you something crazier?" What is it? I didn't really intended to go to Gangneung until I was able to get the tickets last midnight. Now I felt nauseous. But as I look outside the train window, calming myself down, I started to wonder, okay, what would it feel like to have an impromptu day? Because I never had a total impromptu day like this. So I decided to go with the flow with my sister just for one day. And when I did, nothing went wrong, actually. I felt free. I realized that I needed a time to be free from the planned bondage and just feel the thrill of unplanned day. This is the case where I went well with P-types. But there were many times in my life that I didn't went well with P-types, especially in school projects. I would feel hardships and difficulties with P-types as a super J person, and I'm sure that everyone have this experience. So I thought about it. How can we meet the midpoint with J and P? With all the accumulated experiences with many types of people, both J and P, I arrived to a conclusion with two situations. The first situation is when J has to accommodate with P. This is when efficiency doesn't really matter, like a trip. The essence of going on a journey is to just get away from a daily life and to feel and gain something new and valuable. And this is where J's have to let down their plans go and follow P's openness and flexibility. Of course, big plans are needed, like where to go or where to sleep. But when J's learn how to put their plans down and just follow and enjoy P's openness and flexibility, I believe that everyone can make their special memories from a more broader and open possibilities. So to sum up, where efficiency doesn't really matter, J's make the big plans and let the P's lead the trip. The second situation is where P's have to follow J's. There's no doubt that J's are much better in keeping time and deadline, such as a schoolwork or school project or work project. Now, I'm not saying that J's can be a dictator and do whatever they want, and usually P's are the more creative minds, but P's have to follow J's steps because for the sake of the project and the team and success. And a tip for J's here, J's. I learned that it was very helpful to give specific orders to P's, like, until Saturday noon, can you finish summarizing from page 10 to 12 for our literature homework? Then to give broad ideas like, can you do the summarizing part? Yeah, thank you. Like that. Give them specific orders. Now, I want to get us to a concluding point. There are many types of people in this world, but broadly, two types: judgment versus perceiving. And however you live, there will be a moment that you have to meet and work with opposite type of person. In that position, both types need to listen to each other and compromise. It is important to identify the type and try to make use of both each strength and advantage. So P's open mindset and unstressed freedom, J's organization and plan promotion. So I got this meme from the internet. It gives us P and J's pros and cons. So you can see P, it says improvise, adapt, and overcome. It gives us idea that P's are really good at adapting to changes. And yes, they're good at adapting to changes. And J's, as you can see, they're clean, they're organized, and they are good at keeping times. When we take advantage of each other's strengths and move toward the goal together, I believe that we can harmonize with each other, making the world much more peaceful and successful. Thank you.